first of all, welcome to the show. Second of all, congrats on the book. And I have no expectations on these shows. We're on somebody else's rental space. I mean, this is Instagram's space. So we'll get what they give to us. We'll take rather what they give to us. We're not going to be complainers. So what if you had internet issues? So what if the video is not clear? The message is going to be clear regardless. So thank you so much and welcome. And thank you for doing this. And when I saw your email, I was like, wait, did she already come? No. And I said, yes, she's coming today. So real quick, tell the people who are watching, who are going to watch, who are going to listen. As you know, I'm going to upload this into a podcast so it becomes audible as well. So tell them one little known fact about you. As a matter of fact, what you said earlier might be a little known fact about spiders, but what do I know? So tell us a little known fact about you. Go.
Little known fact about me. I've been homeless majority of my years in my 20s, and I ended up actually publishing my first book in a homeless shelter. And another known fact, small known fact or unknown fact, is that I actually graduated from culinary school when I was homeless down in Jacksonville, Florida. And so I have a heart for the homeless people, because it's not so much as where they are. It's about the mental state. A lot of people don't understand that it's the mental state of what makes a person homeless. It's not so much. I was just
going to say, even before you go that far, I want you to just stop and take a bow. If you can hear my voice, Cliff Mars, welcome to the party. If you can hear my voice, please send this human being flowers right now. To have been homeless most of your 20s, and I don't know how old you are, most of your 20s, but also to publish a book while you were homeless. Are you freaking kidding me? Do you have a copy of the book?
Yes, this was actually the very first one that I had made. I actually revised it, and so now it looks like this, but this is like a limited copy. Like, you won't find this on the internet anymore.
Is it called Uncensored? Is that what that is? I'm trying to read it, Uncensored.
Yes, it's titled.
I'm so happy.
So yeah, there's some poems in here that came all the way back from my childhood. And so all the way up to while I was homeless and what I was dealing with in different perspectives.
Wow. Wow. Even before we get started, you are already dropping serious bombs. Thank you. Not bombs in a negative way, but thank you so much for even taking us to the plight of the queer child, especially if they're Black, especially if they're Black, especially if they are Black. So I obviously, I want us to, if you are in agreement, is that a word, to talk about how you became homeless. I would love to talk about that. But even before we get into that, I would also love to visit a little bit about why you decided to do this. And I asked my own child this question. I said, why did you? And of course, they were being funny. They were like, Mom, well, you asked me. I said, that is true. I know I asked you. I know I asked you. But why did you say yes? So, Ty, you've told us a little known fact, multiple little known facts about you.
Yes.
And then tell us, why did you decide to do this today?
Because people need to understand. And I think that a lot of reasons why homophobia exists is because people just don't understand. And it is better to label something what they don't understand, such as racism. Our Black people can understand racism. You know, white people are scared of us because they don't understand. They don't understand that if we get on top, that we're not going to do to them what they did to us, you know? And so I think that's what it is. It's just that they don't understand. And so when you can't understand something, you just kind of put your own concepts on things. And
exactly.
That's what it is.
Exactly. However, I mentioned it in my book that what Black people are looking for is not revenge. We're looking for equality. If we were looking for revenge,
it would have been done.
Exactly. But we're looking for equality, and you're right. I want you to say that again for those at the back, because that is true. We are just looking for equality. I'm a mother of tres amigos. I just want them to have equal opportunity as your child. So thank you for agreeing to come on the show. I know you didn't even, I just put the post out and you were like, I'm in. You didn't have to think about it. You didn't have to say, well, mull over it. It was like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this for the right reason. So if you're just joining us and you're wondering, what is the show? The show is called The Pride Corner. And I've now done this, the last 2 interviews. That is the corner right there in my house between the door and the wall. And that's me and one of my babies, right? So it's called The Pride Corner. And I show you the door right there. If you don't want to be in this discussion, there's the door. Because the rest of us, we're here to learn, to point to each other, and to grow, So tell me, wow, wow. First question is, do you want to share, if you don't mind, your coming out story? Because the subtitle is Our Coming Out Stories and More. So do you mind sharing with us what your coming out story was as a Black queer person? I can't even believe it.
So my coming out story was kind of what led me to being homeless. I was born in Knoxville. And so when I, down in Knoxville, Tennessee, went back in 2007, you still had cops calling grown men boy, like, come here, boy, and, pull up your pants, boy, there were some places in Knoxville or even throughout Tennessee where it was called sundown town. And I understood it as a child, that there were just some places you couldn't go to because as a Black person, you were liable to die. And so my home was what I consider my safe spot. However, my mother was abusive. And so she didn't like the fact that gay people exist. She had gay friends, but it was almost like she was okay with other people being gay, but I couldn't be gay. And so she actually found some of my poetry where I had written, like I had crushes, like I stayed a virgin up until I was like 18. And I had a crush on this girl and I had wrote a few poems. Like I used to write poetry, like, you know how we are as kids. It's nothing for us to dive into something that we genuinely love. So poetry, books, I've been writing since I was a teen, but nothing just was ever published because I did not know how. So I had stacks and stacks of poetry from when I was writing up from middle school to high school. And when I was 17, my mother had found some of my poetry dedicated to a girl I had a crush on. And she actually found it while I was in school. So I was welcomed home with, her fussing at me, telling me to come here, calling me all kinds of names and stuff. And, she's like, what's this? And you not gay, not in my house, and this, that, and the other. And next thing I know, it just everything happened so fast. I took a few punches to the chest. She had my little brother. He's about 3 years younger than I was. So he's about like 13, 14 years old. She had him bring her a hammer and she hit me with a hammer. It was just all much of a blur. And I was out of school for a couple of days. And next thing I know, the cops was knocking on the door and I ended up in foster care. Like it was just, everything just happened so quick. I even remember me sitting down in high school. I'll be 32 this year. But I remember me sitting down in high school at the lunch table and stuff. And my friends was like trying to help me and, like trying to help me run away. They were like, oh, you can stay at my house here and, we can bring you some food here. And I know the cafeteria lady, I see she can give us some extra food. And so we were literally like plotting for me to like literally run away forever. But I guess one of the teachers found out, and that's why it's so important for teachers to be able to pay attention to students, because I had been going through abuse for about 10 years in that house and nobody knew. Everyone thought it was like, I had the nicest stuff. My mother bought me all the nicest Jordans. Like it was a lot like Mother Dearest.
Yes, I was just going to say that. It was like a love-hate relationship. I was just going to say that. Oh my God. Yes, can you just wait? Because I personally, Dr. Lulu, I need to process the information you just gave me. Mm-hmm. I need to process it. I need to.
Yes.
And I do cry easily. I am a big old cry baby. On my podcast, I cry all the time. But this is a bit much for me. Even me. That's a trigger. That's a trigger right there. What? A hammer.
Yes,
I was stuck. I'm still at a hammer. And then I know the
yes,
cafeteria lady. You can stay at my home. If you can hear my voice, if you're watching this, please take a moment and send flowers to Ty. Please. Please, if you can see this show right now, I need you to send her flowers because this is too much for me. Are you freaking kidding me? A hammer.
yes.
So wait, is that because I'm a pediatrician? So is that, and Weave and Music just sent you some flowers. So thank you, Weave and Music. So is that how come you became, you went to foster care? Was it because of the hammer or what?
Yes, it was because of abuse. They found out. I ended up in foster care. Even throughout the whole entire situation, the thing is that I'm just giving you snippets of it. Because through the entire abuse, teachers kept asking me what was going on and stuff. And again, I couldn't speak for myself because I was afraid, like I was in an abusive home.
Well, but not only were you afraid, but you've also always known that, okay? Plus, you were a child.
Mm-hmm.
You've always known that's your reality. That's to you, that's normal. That's why you didn't know that that's normal to you.
Yes. And so it affected my childhood all the way up into, getting in foster care. And so it created trust issues. I
Of
didn't know how to
course.
love. And then the thing is that even with foster care, it's like when you're 17, nobody wants to really adopt you. And so it's almost like when you age out, you don't really know what to do. Because again, I just came from a mother who bought me everything. And, we learned a little bit, about, school and stuff, but there's nothing in school that they taught us to actually survive, such as paying bills, how to sign up for an apartment or a house. Like, I just didn't know. And so, I battled depression and alcoholism and
I'm
homelessness.
surprised I'm surprised it took this long for you to this far into the interview for you to
Mm-hmm.
bring up alcoholism and depression. I'm really, really surprised that it took you 25 minutes of the interview to bring it up. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying, and I'm saying that in a good way because that's a testament to the kind of resiliency that you have, the kind of resilient person that you are or
Yes.
were. If you don't get depressed, I'll be surprised. People don't realize this. I say this all the time, and many people don't want to hear me talk because I do not give glory to a chemical imbalance when it comes to a child that is depressed. I don't. I'm
Right.
sorry, I do not subscribe to that. That's bullshit.
Yes.
9
And
times out of 10, when a child was happy, when a child was trusting, when a child loved you and you betrayed them, they will get depressed. Don't talk to me about antidepressant because it's a chemical freaking imbalance. I don't want to hear that.
what's crazy though is that when I was trying to talk to people about it and stuff, my mother began taking me to counselors and stuff. But it is very difficult. Doctors don't understand how difficult it is for a child to speak up in front of their parents, or how to speak knowing that they have to return back home to the abuse. And so
Exactly.
I was on all kinds of medicines, and I knew I wasn't crazy. My mom knew I wasn't.
ADHD, let me
Mm-hmm.
guess. Let me guess. ADHD, you're bipolar, you got OCD, you're depressed, you got anxiety. What
Yeah.
else? That's it. That's the American child. And I'm a
Yes.
pediatrician, and I'm saying this. And I wonder why, when you were 2 years old, you didn't have that. When you were 6 years old, you didn't have that. You
Right.
trusted. Somebody came and betrayed the heck out of you, and then they put you on medication. You are the
Yes.
victim.
And so I was on Zoloft and Paxil and something else almost all of my teen years while
And
dealing with.
meanwhile, those medicines, their side effect is suicidal ideation.
Mm-hmm.
Someone is already low, down below, and what are you doing? You're kicking them further.
Mm-hmm.
I swear to God.
I
I did
could
not know this was going to happen
focus in
today.
class. Like it was by the grace of God that I was even able to get the grades I was able to get, because those they had me sleepy all the time. And it was almost like every time I returned to doctors and stuff and psychiatrists and stuff, they'd be like, oh well, this medicine isn't working. They put my
Yes,
dosage up, not
yes.
knowing that that's not the issue. That wasn't the issue at all. And so I was trying to understand. I'm like, if y'all see this isn't working, y'all don't want to try nothing else, you know? And I just wish Facebook existed and stuff like that when I was a child, because if it did, I think I would not have went through half the things I went through. But to get through all of that, I did end up traveling a lot. I traveled, actually, let me go back a little bit. When my mother was being abusive and stuff, when I found out that she was battling her own depression, we had just lost our great grandmother, who was like a mother to her. I'm not trying to make up any excuses and stuff. I'm just trying to show you the pattern of how when the parents don't handle their own mental state, they push that mental state onto their children.
That's right. That's right. Because that was me. That was me. I was going through a divorce, ostracization, my own suicidal ideations. There was nothing left for me to give to my child.
So,
but I didn't use no hammer on them, though. You know.
And so while she was battling that, she was also battling cancer. And so the meantime, while she's battling her stuff, and she was heavy set, and she had gained a lot of weight. And so while I was going through that abuse, I was also her caretaker. Like I had to bathe her, I had to, cook for her and my brother during the whole time. And so when I turned 18, I tried to, get on my own apartment and stuff. I had a little girlfriend or whatnot. And, basically what I learned, I know now what I know now. I thought it was love, but what I know now, it was just that my girlfriend and I weren't even attracted to each other. We were attracted to each other's issues. We were just trying to save ourselves. So we weren't even attracted to
my God.
That we just happened to meet each other at a place where we were at our lowest. And so I just try to push things together and trying to save what piece of ourselves that we had. And then I found out that, boom, I have cervical cancer. I'm like, bruh, like how? Like, and it was like, I didn't believe in God at first, but I began to hate God, because I was like, Lord, how you make me take care of a person who beat me and then turn around and I'm still dealing with something from the past that she handed down to me, which was cancer. And I'm like,
so I want you to stop there for a second. Let me reset the room, as it were. Welcome to the party, Reality Joel and Nasir Joaquin. The show is called The Pride Corner, our coming out stories and more, where me, Dr. Lulu, is speaking to real humans, queer people, their family members, parents, allies, you name it, right? Those who are out, those who are not out, those who are in, whatever. But we are sharing stories. And honestly, you know what, Ty? I have a podcast called Suicide Pages with Dr. Lulu. And I'm killing that podcast so I can do this one. But I wish I could have you on my podcast, and I might still do that. I don't know if I have the bandwidth to handle 2 podcasts. I just don't know that I have it. But I need you to know that you would be ideal for my podcast. If you're just joining us, please take a moment to tap on the arrow at the bottom right of this screen, and invite the top 20, top 30 people that are your friends, and let's have more people join. This is real talk, y'all. This is a history of post-traumatic slave syndrome, generational trauma, ACEs, persistent trauma. I mean, just you name it. The way in the Black family, not all, enough Black families, we have trauma begetting trauma. Trauma begetting trauma. Here's a human who's sharing a story about her coming out, which is traversing over years of sorrow and pain and abuse. Are you freaking kidding me? I have one question. Were you ever suicidal?
Yes, I was. I was
Of
actually
course.
suicidal. I want to say my first attempt at suicide was when I was 9 years old.
Mm.
And so,
So do you think, just to kind of go back to my regular, because actually, believe it or not, I don't have a huge template, but I have a few questions that I'd like to ask people. And I know the answer to this, and I don't even know why I'm asking you because I already know the answer. Yes or no? Do you feel like you were accepted in your whole coming out journey?
honestly, I was by my friends. It was my
Mm.
family that I was surprised that I wasn't. I'm like, y'all know me your whole lives, you know. But my friends, they're like, oh yeah, you know, we already knew it. And I'm like, oh okay.
Ah,
And it's crazy because it's like families wonder why kids run to the street. You know,
thank
people
you.
are gonna run to who understands.
Lulu, wait, my dog, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Lulu. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine,
Um,
fine.
Yeah, so yeah, say that again for those at the back. Families wonder why kids run to the street. I like to say families wonder why kids jump, you know?
Yes.
And let's face it, let's be honest. And I don't know your family, but
Hey
I do
kids.
know, hi Kizzy, I do know one thing for sure. Most families use religion as their, oh my God, my dog. Lulu, come.
Understand.
Sorry, the UPS guy is here. Lulu, come.
Hey y'all, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. I swear to God, my dog she likes the spotlight more than I do. She does that every time. So if you can hear my voice, welcome to the show. The show is called The Pride Corner. We are talking deep shit today with Tyanna Thompson, who is sharing her, all of the stuff that they have gone through in their entire doggone life. It's triggering. I'm just going to warn you right now.
Yes, it is.
Trigger warning. If
Yes, it is.
you cannot take the heat, I'm serious, no joke. Boom, that's the door. Like for real. Dr. Lulu is not known for talking about soft stuff. My whole life, I've been through my own trauma. I'm not known for talking about the soft stuff. I'm known for talking about youth suicide prevention. That's what I talk about. That's my platform. So you're not going to come to my show and expect, you know, I don't know. Yeah, I keeps it real, right? So welcome Yamina, welcome Pora. I'm trying to get all these names. And if you're wondering what the show is called The Pride Corner. We're keeping it real here. Hi Kamakali, my boo. Welcome. So we're talking to Tyanna Thompson, who is here spreading the gospel about rejection, about trauma, about being herself. And at the age of 9, having suicidal ideations and being put in foster care and being homeless most of her 20s and writing a freaking book in her 20s. Tell me if she doesn't deserve. Y'all, please give her a round of applause. Thank you for the love and the hearts. That's
Thank
what we're
you.
talking about. You know, we got to keep it real, honey. Dr. Lulu does not subscribe to the soft channel. If you want the soft channel, I don't know, go listen to Mariah Carey. But over here, we're talking real talk. And so please, thank you for the love and the heart. Please send her flowers. I need more flowers. I need more, a round of applause, something. So this here chica human can just know that we are here for you. We're behind you solidly. You know,
Yeah.
I know I'm just meeting you now, but I believe that we're meeting because we're supposed to meet.
Yes.
I have not been the perfect mother. Please don't even imagine, even though I coach parents of queer kids, I have not been the perfect mom. No. But when you know better, you do better.
Yes.
So please take a moment, and no more free gigs. I like that. Please take a moment and share this video. Type the little arrow at the bottom of your screen and share to 20 people on your friend list. Invite more people so they can at least watch it live. Ty, thank you so much. Multiple book authors, a speaker, a realist in my book, a realist. I need to write a book with you because we need to write a book. Ty is the truth. Kizzy, the violinist, is telling you, violinist is telling you that. Thank you so much. So we're going to continue. I don't even know I was asking if you felt accepted. Yes, I want to say something about that. I love that you said what I've always thought. The children are more forgiving. The children are more accepting. The Christians, the adults, they're the ones that are judging you all the way to hell.
Yes. Yes. But you know what's crazy is that I remember trying to go to church. And church where girls could wear nothing but, you know, skirts or dresses, and the boys had to wear this, no earrings. And church people didn't like me. And the reason is because I thought logical. And the thing is that I asked them, I'm like, can a skirt get me into heaven? And the pastor was like, no. And I was like, well, why would pants send me to hell?
Oh,
you know,
wow. Woo! I felt that.
And I would always get in trouble and stuff, or sent home, or sat by myself. And I'm like, if you're a pastor and you can't answer these questions, then why are you pastoring? You know, I always had that logic. Like, I had to grow up quick, you know, from my mother playing these mind games. Like, I was a crazy one. I was always thinking, like, if this happens, then this should happen. You know, I always had to be the logical one because of the how I was raised. You know, I would be told by my mother, if you do this, then you get this. I get it done, and I don't get this. And I'm like, wait, didn't you say this, that, and the other? And so from the way my mother treated me and raised me and stuff, I always had to be on my toes. Because I'm like, if my own mother would do this, there's no telling how people would be on the streets. And so when people try to teach me stuff about the Bible, I'm like, you can't teach me nothing without backing up. I need facts. And it took me a long time to learn that. And believe it or not, I am in church now. I did find a church home here in Indiana. We have a church home in Indiana, Chicago, LA, and the bishop that preaches there, he is the truth. Like, he broke it all the way down to where any question I had for him, he was able to find in the Bible and line it up with science and theology. And so it took me a long time to get to where I am. But that's the thing, like, if you know anybody that's preaching and stuff, and they're like anti-gay or anti-homophobic, do the research. King James, he was gay. A lot of people don't even know that. King James was like one of the gay, like, King James.
Well, you know what? If you're talking about who is gay in the Bible, there are some people who argue that Jesus was gay. And I'm just going to leave it right there, because there's an apostle called John who reportedly was his lover. Now, it's none of my business. I don't care what you think or what you believe. I'm just saying Jesus himself wore dresses. So give me 2.5 breaks, okay? But we'll leave it right there. But I want to read a couple of comments. I love what Tispora is saying. It's funny how church tells women to wear skirts when everyone in the Bible had tunics and robes. There literally was no preference. Of course, Weaving Music says the men wore what will be considered a dress today. Thank you. And men wore heels. And today in Scotland, men wear skirts. And in the UK, men wear skirts. Okay? So let's just leave that alone. All of that bullshit over there. Okay? Because I'm 52 years young. You can't tell me what I know and what I don't know. You just can't. It's too late for that. I'm spiritual, but as far as religion, I'm going to just leave that alone because it's full of hypocrisy. But this show is not about that. This show is about highlighting the damage that religion can do to a child who is questioning their sexuality. That's it. My own child said to me a couple of days ago on this show, they said, what they tell kids who are struggling with religion and hell, they said, what did they say? What did they say? Oh no, what happened? Okay, well, I'm going to go with the hopefully they're going to come back. The quotes, my child said, if you do not subscribe to what the church is saying, is that what they said? They're not going to go to hell anyway. Like, if you don't believe in religion anyway, or something like that, you're not going to go to hell anyway. Hopefully, BOWMIK will come back. There she is. Welcome back. This show is live, honey. It is just the way the show is. It's like, there you are. Oh, it
Yes.
is so much clearer now.
So that's what we needed.
I was afraid to ask you to go because I was like, if you leave, you know, you might not come back at all, but this is great. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. So my question now is, do you think that your lack of acceptance, because that's part of the question I have for my guest, your lack of acceptance, how has that created or molded you to who you are today?
Oh, there's one more thing I had to say before I was my camera had cut off, was that when you go to church or when you create a relationship with God, you go for you and God. You go for what you need to go for, because a church is a place for those who need to be healed. Therefore, it's like a hospital, meaning that if you're around sick people, you either stay focused on your own healing or you can get sick with them too, because church people are still people. I don't believe that there's no such thing as church hurt. I believe that there's such thing as putting your faith in people instead of God and then end up being hurt, because you expected people to do what God can do. And so I just wanted to get that out of the way.
Yes, I love that. So powerful, so powerful. Let me see. Keezy says, you can go by what imperfect people want you to do. Believe in your heart because your heart is golden. I love that. I love that. So good. So good. So as we move into the home stretch, when almost in the last quarter, I'm going to reset the room. So the show is called The Pride Corner. My name is Dr. Lulu. We are sharing our coming out stories and more. I'm speaking to allies. I'm speaking to neighbors. I'm speaking to homophobes, if any of them wants to dare to come. I'm speaking to queer human beings, LGBTQ, non-binary, asexual, intersex, you name it. We're talking about real stuff here. And so really, truly, I love this. I love that God or the universe put this idea in my mind to do it. I haven't seen anyone so far who is doing this, so I thought, you know what, why not me? So we're here. My guest today is Tyanna Thompson, dropping all kinds of nuggets, sharing so much deep stuff. But I love that you're handling it so well. You have no problem. I mean, people used to ask me, well, how come it's so easy for you to talk about that you were molested at 9? I said, because I'm no longer held down by that. Yeah, I can talk about it because I'm no longer a victim of that. So I thank the Lord that you're able to do this. So keep going as I read. I don't remember what chapter this was, but it does indeed say that prayer is between you and God. Yes, absolutely. I don't know the chapter. I don't know the book. It doesn't matter. But yes, you're right. You're right. It is. It is. Okay. So, my goodness. Two things. How did your lack of acceptance or acceptance mold you into who you are today, or how has it contributed to the person, the beautiful soul that you are today? And if you're watching, if you can hear my voice, take a moment and please follow us. Follow me as Dr. Lulu. Follow Ty if you're not following Ty yet. And Ty's handle is at BOMW_Inc. Go.
Yeah. So how life has molded me, I want to say that I'm more peaceful than I have been since I can remember. I have spoken. I used to not speak to my mom because it was hard for me to find her, actually. And her and I had a real, like, down-to-earth, heart-to-heart talk. And she told me that she was only doing to me what she was taught. Like, abuse was handed to her. And so my conclusion of it was that you can't expect something from someone who never had it. You know, not trying to make excuses. Like, I'm not that type of person to make excuses for anybody, because I don't make excuses for myself. However, you know, I believe that the whole time I was created and born to break a generational curse. Because as far as I know, my mother abused me, her mother abused her, her mother abused, like, it's been a whole generation.
That's what I said. Yes.
Where I was scared to have kids. I'm like, do I even want kids? Because I don't want to be my own mother, you know? And
I was like you. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
You're saying it just resonated with me so much, because I was like you. Well, first of all, I was like your mom. I only knew what I knew. And I told my son that the other day. I said, I literally was coming from everything that I had been taught. I had to now, I'm now unlearning, actively unlearning all of that. But also, like you said, you know, I was like, I don't want to be like my mother. My mother was like, you're going to get a girl just like you. I was like, but I don't want to have any kids because I didn't want to be that person. So, but yeah, that's so powerful. Go ahead.
And so I'm at a point in life where I allow people to be themselves, and I decide if I want to be with that person or not, or if I decide if I want to be around that person or not, or, you know, and so I'm at peace, and being able to have that ability to be there, and, you know, understanding that people can stay there for a long time or they can completely walk away, and I will mentally and physically be okay. I think that is the most powerful thing that can happen to a human being, is being okay whether they're around people or alone, and still feel that they are, or know that they're successful. And so when you get to that point in life, you become indestructible. You do. Like, mentally, there's nothing that nobody can say to break you down. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the last time I feared anything because of everything I've been through. I've been through sleeping under the bridge as a woman in Jacksonville, Florida. People don't think that Jacksonville, Florida get cold, but it do in the wintertime when all that water, all that wind from that water coming up. Yes, it does get cool. But there's things that I've overcome. I think, yes, I've overcome cancer twice, both lung cancer and my cervical cancer. I've had COVID twice. It's like God gonna take me when He gonna take me, and until He tells me that He does, or until He gives me a sign that I am, like I'm not gonna fear anything.
That is so powerful. Cancer twice, COVID twice. What the fuck? What the actual fuck?
That's
Wow.
God's
Thank you,
gonna send me to
Kizzy.
hell, or quote unquote send me to hell. It would have happened a long time ago.
Well, you know what though, and you know, and I do have mad respect for my upbringing. I was raised Catholic, but one of the questions I always had with the entity called God is, why is it that we're focusing on the God of punishment
Right.
just why? It's like saying you
Let me,
have a father and your father is only focusing on punishing you. Oh, you're going to go to hell. Why not? Your father really loves you and wants you to be as you are. And so one of the things
right.
it's like, if God doesn't make mistakes, then why are we stuck in this idea of my child is not right, or my child is incomplete, or my child is somehow defective because they're gay? So let me take a moment to say to Kizzy, if they're still there, Kizzy, thank you so much for joining us. I think actually Instagram leaves the videos on. But yeah, it's going to be on my page if you follow
I'm
me.
so sorry.
But also, I'm going to share it with Ty,
Cool.
and she can think.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah. So Ty, before I let you go, because it has been an awesome, well, 45 minutes ish. Where can the viewers find you? Where can they read your
Uh,
books? Where can they yeah.
So I can post my books on my what you call it, but here is, hold on, I'm gonna post
I
this.
realized that I didn't know this, right? I didn't know this, but when you are on Instagram, everything that you type during the live, it doesn't come up. I
Oh
didn't
wow.
know that. It does not come up. So you see me trying to read stuff and say names out, because it turns out that when I go back and watch the live, all of the written stuff is not there. I don't know, maybe I'm new-ish, maybe, I don't know, but I don't see any of that.
Give me one
But go ahead
second.
and put it in for those who are here, so they can see
I'm
that
gonna
nothing just
shoot out my
remains.
email. Also, this is my nonprofit, organization that I'm starting up, BOMW_Inc. Feel free to message me on there. If you want to do a book collaboration, I'm open to it. Just allow me to speak my truth. I'm not going to write a book and be like, oh, well, yeah, you know, my favorite color is pink, because it's not. Um, just allow me to be real. And
Welcome to my side of the world, honey. I'm all about telling the truth. Daria from Mad Black Man, welcome to the party. The show is called The Pride Corner, our coming out stories and more. And my guest today is Tyanna Thompson. You are so right. If you want me in your book, you better be ready for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Pink is also not my favorite color. I just like this dress so much.
Yeah, so let's
And I'm
beautiful.
like, you know what? I'm a rock it because I can, but it has nothing to do with my favorite color. My favorite color is the boldest shade of red. Everybody knows that. Everything I own is red. But yeah, so welcome so much, Diary of a Mad Black Man. Welcome, welcome to the party. We're actually finishing up. So Ty,
Yeah.
they can find you on your website. They can find you on, okay.
They can definitely email me. I'm open to podcasts. I'm open to doing book collaborations. I network with about 4,000 Black businesses throughout the Midwest via Facebook. I'm always open to networking. Anything that you want to start up, I'm here for people. It's just that just be willing to help yourself, because I help people who help themselves. Me, I am a straightforward person. It's either you in or you not. If you be like, I want to do this, here, I can give you the tools for this. I need you to see what you're going to do with these tools, because I got other stuff to do.
Hello.
I started up a nonprofit and a cleaning business. And so I have things on my plate already.
Yes.
But I like to help people, because you just never know. You never know. Even our young people, you never know who's going to grow up to be a doctor and have to save you.
Yes. Or
And
the
so,
president. Or the president. I mean, seriously. But I forgot to ask you something before we got to this point. I want you to talk to a parent out there who is in the shoes that your mom was. And then talk to a child out there who is in your shoes. What do you have to say to a parent who's struggling with accepting, acknowledging, and supporting their queer child?
okay, this is going to be easy. Think back to the job that you hate the most, right? You can't give up on the job because you got to live. Yeah, you can choose another job, another route, but when, how, where? You got to think about how your boss talks to you. How do people treat you? Now, think about dealing with that all the way at home, and then having to deal with that at work and wherever you go. For some of us, gay is not a choice.
Mm.
You think I want to be hated for being myself? I'm already black. Like, you think I want to be
Pow.
I try to picture myself, and no, it's not working. And I mean, I didn't decide this, just like you didn't decide to be black, just like you didn't decide to be your height. I mean, it's just the way it is. And no, I can't understand it. And yes, I was scared, but that's your child. They didn't even ask to be born.
Oh, well, that part.
They didn't ask to be
That
born.
part.
So what makes you think that they're asking to be gay?
You know what? I didn't know. I don't, honestly, and I say this, I think, on every single show. I want you to show me the person who will see the option of a good life. Your parents love you. You don't get shot at. You don't get, hated on, versus, oh, I'm going to be gay because I like people to shoot at me, hate me, kick me out of the house, try to kill me. Who do you know is going to say, I'm going to go with this over here? Because,
how often
yeah,
I've been threatened to be raped, even as a teen. They're like, oh, well, you just haven't had no good dick yet, and I bet you if I took you, I'm like, why? Is this what straight women are left with?
I know.
No.
Oh my God, I had that conversation this morning.
Like, why?
The lady she was like, I was talking about how I'm breaking up, and I'm actually my soon-to-be ex-wife filed for divorce 2 days ago, and how I was like, I'm doing actually much better than I would have been if this had happened, I don't know, 6 months ago. And then you know what the lady said? She said, wow, I didn't even know that same sex. And I said, well, actually same gender is the preferred phrase. She's like, well, I didn't even know that same gender relationships go through all of that. And I said, if you take out our genitals, the relationships are all the same. Okay. And the reason why there's so much hate is because straight people can't get past sex.
Right.
When they think of gay, all they think of is sex. And then to them, they already attach negative energy to sex. Therefore, if I think gay, I think sex. So gay is bad because sex to them is bad. Or whatever. I don't know.
What I want to tell straight people that gay people, we are very picky. Like, we gonna know if you're gay or not. We gonna know by the way you dress, how you carry yourself, the way you speak about yourself. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but there's some people that's worried about gay people wanting them, and they have nothing to worry about because they really not none of our types. Like, seriously, and it'd be some women that be like, "Oh my God, you're gay," and like, sweetheart, you're white. I don't date white girls.
Oh no, you didn't.
Yes, I did, and I'm like, how you that? You don't got nothing to worry about. Like, no, like, you don't know how to dress. We like fashion. We like fancy stuff. Like,
I like, okay now. I like
no,
my
I mean,
fashion.
like, any kind of way, but you have some people where they're satisfied with certain things. And there's just a certain way that gay people are. Like, we like manicures and pedicures. And no,
Yeah,
I just
we like what we like, and it has nothing to do with because we're gay. I think that's what I'm hearing you say. I don't like what I like because I'm gay. I like what I like because I like what I like. If you're not attractive in the straight world, you're not attractive.
right, like, it's like,
Oh my God!
like,
I
we
don't
got
know who Weaving Music. I don't know who Weaving Music is, but she is cracking me up today. Weaving Music, you is cray cray. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Everyone's
but
last name is Music today. What's up with this? The arts gallery, music. What's all this stuff, man? All of y'all violinists or violists. I don't know what that is, but yeah. So anyway, welcome to the show that's already almost over. We're at the 2 o'clock hour. My guest is Tyanna Thompson, a beautiful human being. I learned so much from you, my darling. And you are so beautiful and so brave and so badass to have
thank you.
survived homelessness and written a book while homeless. That is a book on its own. I added my music, but I love that. Thank you, Weaving Music. Yeah, you know what? Your music buddies are coming through. I think that light is affecting me. Your music, yeah, I'm going to do this from now on. Oh, okay. All right. Well, this is actually better. So we're going to do like this from now on. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't know what I was saying. But thank you all for joining.
Yes.
The show is called The Pride. I got to move that again. The show is called The Pride Corner with Dr. Lulu, our coming out stories and more. We is here every day at 1 p.m. Central Daylight Time, while it's CDT and Central Standard Time when we change over. I love what I do for a living. I'm a pediatrician. I do work with children who are at risk and or particularly they're suicidal. I also coach parents of children who are in the queer space. So if you know anyone that needs a good coach, holla. If you are a parent and you're watching and you can hear my voice, I have a beautiful group on Facebook called Positively Parenting Your LGBTQ plus child. I'm going to go ahead and volunteer Weaving Music. Can you please type that down for me? Positively Parenting Your LGBTQ plus child. If you type the first 3 words, you're going to see me and my beautiful child smiling. All right, folks, every good thing must come to an end. Thank you so much, Ty. I feel like we should go on. I feel like you should sign up for part 2. Please do me a favor if you can. Sign up for part 2. Weaving Music, you need to get on my show. You is hilarious. Also, Tispora Arts Gallery. You need to get on the show. Everybody needs to get on the show because I plan on doing this every day indefinitely. So, there. Anyway, I got to go before I get another hot flash. Oh, okay, that's why I have to sleep because the fan is directly on me, honey. When you turn 52, you gotta just respect yourself. With the hot
Yes.
flashes.
Crack.
We don't crack, honey. I'm a queenager. I am 52 years young, honey.
Wow.
Yes, child. Yes. I have one tiny little crinkle, and that's it. No gray. And that's because God said, you don't need grays yet, honey. You could wait.
Right.
So yeah, we don't crack. We never did, and we never will. But thank you so much, my darling. You were awesome. Weaving Music says this was so great. Thank you. So Find me on TikTok at Uchenna, otherwise if you type Dr. Lulu. I'm trending. Yes. Follow me on TikTok. And what's your TikTok name? What's your TikTok name? Oh no, we're losing her.
Oh, me?
Yes.
I'm still trying to learn how to work TikTok, please.
I'm only a week and a half old on TikTok, so you're not too far behind.
Okay, good. Feel a little safer now. I'm probably about to start one
Yes.
up next week. I don't even know. I just be pushing buttons now. And so, so yes.
So, but where else are you? So you're on IG. Are you anywhere else?
Facebook. That's where I do a lot of my networking and stuff. Again, I run a group of about 4,000 people. That's working to rebuild Black, promote their own Black businesses as well. A lot of my.
What's the name of the group? Put it on here. Put it on here.
Huh?
The name of the group. Say it. Say it, because this is going to be a podcast, which means people are going to hear. Then when it becomes a podcast, they can't see it. They just hear. So just say the name of the group.
Yes.
Black on Facebook. Very good.
Yes. That's on Facebook. Black on Midwest is the group. I've also, again, written this book. This is not the book that I published in at the shelter. However, this is the book that I've published to help fundraise for Black on Midwest. And I would love to be, next time I'm on your show or your podcast, I would love to share some of my poetry. This is actually the...
I'm in. I want you to say the names of the books and then just hop on to the calendar and just schedule a follow-up, because I want us to keep going. My job is to manifest the voices of queer people as I coach their parents towards acceptance. Amazing poetry, weave, and music says. Well, then let's get one. Let's have one on the road. Let's have one on the road.
Okay. Let's see. What do you prefer?
I don't care, honey. I don't care. I do have a book of poetry coming up, but I don't care. I like, it depends on how I'm feeling. I write dark poetry. I write light poetry. It depends on how I'm feeling.
Let's see here. Let's see here.
Take your time. Meanwhile, if you're an immigrant woman or a woman who loves an immigrant woman, grab a copy of this book. You trust me, you're going to love it. That's me right there. And that's me right there.
Oh, this is a good one, since you are a doctor. And
yes.
We did previously speak on my experience with, let's see here. Hold on. I forgot a few things that I wrote. Oh my God.
I'm going to go ahead and pin your, I'm going to go ahead and look for your email and pin it.
Give me 1 second.
Okay, I pinned that so that people can see it. I don't know if it's going to stay there after the show, but I pinned your email.
All right, roaming patches. This is in my revised version of Uncensored. Let's see here. I may be broke, but I'm not broken. Everyone struggles. People think this is what I've chosen. As if I don't want a home, a car of my own. As if I want to be addicted. In reality, I don't. I'm just tired of curses following me wherever I roam, and my childhood trauma that has followed me from home. Yet, it is seen in every scene of a shelter. Temporary patches hoping deep wounds will heal better. For humanity a day, I can have another plate. If I'm mentally disarray, I become another stray. And yes, I pray. Faith without work is dead. Time I could have spent with a therapist, I'm panhandling instead. I will return to work, but my history is a bit of a mess. The first thing they will notice is the way that I dress. No excuses. I would just like for others to understand. You see, I lost everything, and I'm just trying to see my way back to humanity. From insanity, here's to humanity, treating love like profanity. Winter comes, I get gloves, I give smiles, cameras gleam. Summer comes, that was fun, nothing is what it seemed. Cut scene. Every year it's the same thing. They call me crazy and lazy, but wonder why homelessness. They call me crazy and lazy, but wonder why the homeless statistics won't change. Sorry about that. I stumbled through that a little bit.
No, you did fine. You did perfect. You need to, I know you know this already. You need to find all those open mics, honey. And
Yes.
you know, yes, that'll be fantastic. I know they say Toastmasters is one of the places that you can like go. We have one here, but when the COVID hit, I was like, I'm not going there.
Yes, I was like, that's how it was. I went to one what's it called, poetry slam thing. Actually, I went to a few. I think I went to like 2 or 3, and they were just so cluttered. And I was like, they can't just have one outside or something, or so I'm just going to try to look around a little bit more. I haven't been anywhere since like last year when it comes to the poetry scene, but as you see, I'm a little rough on rereading them, and I got to get into a little more practice. I've been so focused on the cleaning business and the rebuilding of Black Wall Street, but yes, most definitely.
Well, congratulations on everything you've done so far. I am so happy. If you're watching this, whenever you watch it, please follow her, BOMW_Inc, INC. Please follow her, follow the work that she's doing. Support queer people, support Black businesses. I mean, really, there's no success unless all of us succeed. Gosh.
Exactly.
So thank you all so much again. Thank you so much, Ty. You are awesome. I'm going to share this video on all of my platforms. You can do the same if you like, and let's get more people to put eyes on it. Please schedule a follow-up because I think we should talk again. I don't even think we scratched it. First of all, we couldn't get on time. So then I don't think we really scratched the surface. So thank you so much.
That's one more thing. If you all are having any kind of mental issues or having issues coming out, or you're trying to deal with your child being LGBTQ, I am also connected to a Facebook group called Black Therapists Rock, and we can find you a therapist to help you either come out or help you deal with someone who's coming out.
That's fantastic. Please, Black Therapists Rock. I'm going to try to remember that. The other thing is, you, Ty, and you don't have to do this, but I have a Facebook group with parents that are just every day just crying. Oh, my 9-year-old just came out. Oh, there's this particular Black guy who was like, well, as far as I'm concerned, God don't make mistakes. God is going to be glorified. My daughter is not going to be my son. Da, 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 da. Oh, my God. I was just like... So if you can join that group, I mean, you never know.
Yeah. Yes, I would love to join that group, and if you like for me to speak to parents.
Yes, because I wanted, because I'm starting on a Friday, and you can, if you want to, we can actually do that this Friday. I'm actually starting tomorrow. I don't know if you're able to, but tomorrow I wanted to start doing it every Friday. We do like I'm calling it dinner date. I'm doing a dinner date since it's parents, right? It's a dinner date. It's on Zoom, right? But I'm gonna beam it into the group so that we're doing like a Q&A session, and So if you can do it tomorrow, that would be great because I wanted to just do one solo.
I answer some of the questions. Some people like, oh, because you're lesbian, you want to be a dude. I'm like, no, I want to just like girls. So
yes, that's it. That's it. I actually like my body parts. Like I like the part that I was born with, and I like what I like already. Like please.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, thank you, darling.